Okay, so I have to re-record this for the second time. I thought something was wrong with his kit. Turns out it was partially the wiki. Uh, an aspect of his first skill makes me reconsider how I was feeling, but it's still. I'm not really sold on this character. I think I'm just biased because he looks like Ozzie. He's a single target like Ozzie. He's nowhere near as good as Ozzie. Nowhere close. He's not as bad as I was like, especially in the first recording. I was shitting on this guy, like really. But to this guy, give him at least the respect he deserves. So, Huang Feihu. I talk about respect and then I just butcher his name. KuKu. This is probably the best pronounce. This is the best I'm gonna get him. Ascensions. And this is another thing I didn't do in the last one. We got a bird right here. Loses it in third ascension, but he gets it back along with his mount. I'm glad I went back and watched someone's like impressions of this servant, because I watch a lot of people's videos. They help me, especially they help me give a more accurate opinion because they probably have better uses or more uses, more knowledge in the game. Base attack low, which is another reason why I was like cheating on him. If he's supposed to be a DPS, why is his base attack this low? That's my argument, but we'll get into that later. HB, okay. This other voice actor is literally just the mount, and I think it's just it moving. Star weight, star gen, rider, MP charge. Another aspect I was like, I don't see this guy being DPS. This is pretty low. Granted, he is a rider. He is expected to be getting crits on these arts cards, especially because he actually does gen stars per turn. So it makes him having only one quick art, even if it's actually like looks pretty decent, is another aspect. Like, can he actually refund his MP? Apparently he can, but hit count pretty good. Noting this chaotic good, and then back to hit count. 4 on quick, 4 on arts, 3 on buster, and 5 hit extra. Gains from the extra. Honestly, not going to be good. These are both very low values. Not the lowest by any means. Gil, the summer Valkyries with like stupidly low MP charge. He's not terrible, but it's still not where you normally want it. Okay, first skill. I love the sight. I love how clear it makes it. This is so misleading. This is not a buff to himself. This is party wide at 20%. Suddenly this skill makes way more sense. You couldn't see me doing this. But I'm way more okay with this skill. It was, for me, it wasn't bad before. Like I said in my first take, like 20%, it's not great, but like even for a mixed card buff on 5 turns, it's kind of okay. If it's party wide, that's different. That is this skill much better, especially for this part. He changes his alignment. That greatly widens what kind of units you can bring with him. You can start off with like chaotic servants, then like swap them out, bring out a servant that buffs lawful, or bring the new Liz. I haven't looked at her yet, even though it's late. I haven't even gotten to look at her because of how many re-recordings I've had to do. But yeah, changing alignment, really cool. I like that idea. Very cool concept. Wish they did even more with it than they already did. Back to here. Second skill. Not a battery. MP charge per turn, 20% every turn for 3 turns. So it's total 60% gauge. if he honestly, like, now that I see the kit the way it is, I think this is better. Because with the games being this low and him being able to A, get MP every turn, B, drop stars, we'll see that in a second. And then yeah, and a party-wide arts buff, his gains should actually be pretty good. If you're bringing him to fight a boss, which he has a single target MP, his gains are probably okay. His supports will probably top him off for anything he's missing. Guts 3k, 1 time 3 turns with a 50% uptime, and then we come to the really cool part. If you pop the skill first, he gets 50% crit damage. If you pop this skill after, you get MP Gen. So now you can choose. Or, yeah, no. If you are able to reset the cooldown on the skill, you can get both skills, or you can get one of them twice. I think that is a really cool aspect, although the thing about popping it twice means that you have, like, if you want the crit damage, you have to, like, if you want the 100% crit damage, that's easy, and you can double stack this. If you want the MP Gen, though, to double stack, you're gonna have to not use this skill, which is, I wouldn't do that. So best case, you get both. Worst case being like 100% MP Gen, but you only get one of these procced. Or proc this first and you get 100% crit damage. Suddenly his kit looks a whole lot better than I thought. And then, 30% attack, 30% crit damage, 10 stars every turn for 3 turns. Yeah, now that I see, like, the potential of him double stacking his skills, like, that's definitely there. Oh boy, is there some high potential you can actually do with this stuff. Because that's a lot of crit damage. Like, regardless of other characters that you can double stack this stuff, this is a lot. You can almost get 100%, like, more than 200% crit damage based on his own kit. If you double stack. So that's excluding the other buffs the Star Weight and Buster stuff that Coin Sky would give. If it sounds like I'm hyping this servant up a little more, it's because, like, I kind of do feel bad about shitting on this character before. Like, I didn't sound like a dumbass, but I wasn't giving the character a fair shake. And, like, that is, like, a kind of thing you have to, like, take into consideration. Like, Lasagna has so many things they have to balance and Vitch literally is game breaking. Because she, like, literally lets you ignore the balance of the game. There we go. Hands are in the right place. She lets you ignore the balance of the game. Like, oh, a servant, this skill is too OP, so we had to buff up the cooldown. Oh, no, Vitch and Atlas can just make it so you can do it again next turn. Here's what it is. You live and learn. Passives: debuff resistance 12.5%, riding 9%, divinity, tickle, buster crit in the kit, and then 2 stars every turn with debuff resistance. This one doesn't really matter because of an effect on his MP, or the effect on his MP. I kind of want to say extra attack, just like because this is so bad, like you do kind of want to buff it up. And he's a permanent servant, so like eventually you'll get enough points to like level everything up, but that's so far down the line. Mana loading would be the safest option. I will say like this isn't a terrible thing because the only servants that have type advantage against foreigners are alter egos. But it's still like, sure, you can do it if you want, but you need a lot of copies. I would not pick this over anything else. All right, MP, and this is where I like this. This being the way it is why I had problems with this character before. It is Buster, single target, hits one enemy, and then very small rainbow buff to close it out. Now it is 3 turns, so it means mighty chains are a thing. So the gains you can get from a mighty chain are much better. Thing is, that doesn't happen often. At the same time, like, you're getting a quicken arts card. It wouldn't be the hardest thing to get a quick card and an arts card at the same time. But it's still, you're relying on that for best possible gains. Also, like, this just ramps up, so if you can get the arts cards multiple times, his gains are going to be a lot better. Gains will be a lot better. He'll give himself a 30% on the first MP. And all this procs first. So the damage will slowly go up. You're probably only going to use him in a boss fight. I wouldn't even bring him to, like, do, like, farming node, like, for an event to, like, clear out one enemy, because, like, the ramp up you would need for this guy is he doesn't have anything immediate. You would need to use a support just to get him up to, like, do his stuff. So restricted to probably boss fights only. And Bond CE Party Buster Arts 8% and MP damage by 10%. So if you don't want to use this guy for, like, his intended purpose, like, at least he has this to be for the party, for, like, esports stuff. And, like, you put on this Bond CE and then you get 30% arts and Buster for whoever you're using him for esports with. And this is the first, yeah, like, okay, so if you're using him for esports, this actually does have a good use case, that you're just giving 30% arts or Buster to whoever is the actual DPS. So there's that. If it sounds like I'm making this guy seem a low copium, it's because, like, I think they didn't take advantage of this enough. I feel like this should have been part of the MP, where it's AoE if you're lawful and, like, single target if you're chaotic. Whether they change up whether this was arts or quick or not, it would probably be arts because the card buff. I don't know. Maybe that's just me being copium, but I think that would be a really, really cool MP effect for them to do. That you change, like, similar to Space Ishtar or Emiya, how your MP type would change based on, for him, his alignment. And it's not like having good uptime on that alignment wouldn't be hard, since this is 5 turn, 3 turns are up, use an Atlas, or Atlas to bitch, and then you can pop this again. He's permanent. You know, if you summon for Koen Shaku, you might get a copy. I know Mist got like 10 F's in chat for Mist, but he's definitely not as bad as I was thinking he was. Not that much better, but he's not garbage. If you enjoyed this video and me talking about servants, please like and subscribe. I'm bad about shilling for myself. I usually don't do it in videos, but I probably should start doing it more often. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one, which should be the new Ellie. Peace.